And I would like to introduce to you New York State Senator from the 20th Senatorial District, Senator Eric Adams.
Great.
I want to thank you, Blonda, and I also want to thank our district leader, Raniz. You know, you just taken, politics by storm. Doing your thing. I just briefly, and I've been really having this same conversation as we see the public advocate. Councilwoman Tish James. I have been consistent in this same story as I move throughout the district, and I just want to share it with you. Because we've all saw the news reports, and many of you have known me for years. Just ask, what's going on. Early this year, before starting campaigning, I took a nice trip to Croatia, and on my way to the airport, there was a senior who had a flat tire, and her daughter, both seniors. And I had to make the determination, do I miss my flight or do I stop and give them a hand? And I pulled over to give them a hand and help them with the flat. We were able to change it in time. I did my O.J. Simpson routine and ran through the airport, and I was able to make my flight. Thank God for that. But that's who I am. So if a colleague in government calls me and asks me to come and visit them, because they are in pain, I'm going to go visit them. Do you know how many people in the last 22 years came to me and said, Eric or Senator, can I speak with you in private? That's all I do. People come to me and tell me, my son has a gun, my family member is selling drugs, I'm having a problem in my life. Can you imagine me not talking to people when they reach out and say they want to talk with me? And I'm not going to become jaded. I'm not going to stop being who I am. I'm going to continue to fix flats, get cats out of trees, and get cats out of jail. That's who Eric Adams has always been. And no matter what someone does to attempt to hurt me, I'm not going to become jaded in the process because of what they do. You can play 30 years of my life and won't find anything of criminality. I did not fight for 22 years to protect laws, to go to Albany to break laws.
Hello.
That's it.
Hello.
And so, I'm straight ahead for Borough Hall. I'm straight ahead for Borough Hall. I'm running. I'm not going to be distracted. I'm not going to allow people to pull me off course. I want you to go back to 2005 when I ran for state senate. Many of you don't recall what was taking place in the backdrop of that election. The New York City Police Department had me up on departmental trial to fire me so I don't get my pension because I had the audacity to state that we didn't have terrorist protection throughout the entire city. Because I believe you don't only protect Wall Street, you protect our street also. And in the backdrop of that campaign, I was going through a departmental trial. And I kept running. They said, well, what about your pension? You're going to lose your pension. You're going to lose everything you saved for. I said, that's not my issue. If you're true to what you do, you'll be protected through and through. Let me tell you, it's going to be challenging. I said when I first ran, I told my people from the beginning, we're praying for peace, but we're getting ready for war.
Yeah.
We're engaging in the battle. And the battle is about the direction of Brooklyn. And Brooklyn needs to do more with its popularity. It must turn into prosperity for the entire borough. Prosperity is not merely on the corner of Flatbush and Atlantic Avenue. Prosperity is all over the borough. The entire borough must benefit from this brand called Brooklyn. That's what this is about. And people know how I play. They know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to call it the way I see it. I did it under Giuliani. I did it under Bloomberg. I'm going to do it no matter who's in City Hall. And we have qualitative power partners now with my niece and other district leaders on the ground, Corey and others. So we're in a good place. Marty, to his credit, when the madness started being reported, called me and said, Eric, keep running. All the elected officials who supported me called me and said, keep running. All my unions, 1199, 32BJ, keep running, Eric. Stay focused on what you're doing. Stay consistent on the life that you have lived throughout your time, not only in Brooklyn, but throughout your time in public service. And let me conclude what happened the other day. I've been raising these young men, about 22 of them, for the last 16 years. They used to stand up on Sunday and wear a suit and pretend that they were members of 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement, young children. And I saw one of those young boys the other day on his way to college. And he said, Senator, when did you get out? He said, I thought you had to do 2 days in central booking. 30 years of uninterrupted commitment, destroyed like that. Destroyed like that. You know, just think about that. I have to now rebuild 30 years of who I am. But you know what? I'm built for it. I'm built for it. We're going to make it happen. Borough Hall bound.